your wife played a major role in your success.
If you don't sync with your spouse, SYNC, you will sink, SINK.
I learned that unfortunate incident that you lost her because of pancreatic cancer. There's a lot of complaints about doctors that they're taking a cut from the laboratory price. Is that still happening, or what is your thoughts on that?
50% of the medical community is into that ugly business.
So a person listening to this podcast, if he gets a blood work, where should he go? So which blood work that we can trust? In the US, there is a stricter laws where even if you get a small pen from a pharmaceutical industry, you need to report to the government that, hey guys, I received this pen from this industry, something like that. I strongly believe that that kind of system should be enforced here in India.
In India, it is existing.
From a medical standpoint, I feel it is a problem where they get unnecessary blood tests, raising anxiety in a patient.
What made me powerful was my truthful thyroid test.
The projection is that they're doing so many tests for so much little price, so let me do the master.
Now, this I only had started.
If the thyroid could talk, what do you think it would comment on you? Bro, you have made more money off me than I have made hormones.
If you want to become a billionaire, create 1,000 millions. If man can manage money better, he will live peacefully.
Have you ever thought of stopping all this and then say, okay, I'm good with whatever we have?
That is what I exited in thyroid business.
Before we dive in, can I be honest with you? It blows my mind that 57.9% of you who listen regularly still have not subscribed to our channel. If you enjoy the podcast, the stories, the science, maybe even laugh at our jokes, could you do us a small favor? Hit that subscribe button. It takes only 2 seconds and helps us keep bringing you better guests and episodes every week. I'm truly blessed to have all your support, and I'm sure you will support me in the journey. Now, let's get into today's episode. Thank you so much for being here, sir. I'm very excited.
Even I am excited because first time somebody who is asking is a medical man. So we'll be very happy to explain the medical aspects of business, the biotechnology aspect of business.
Nice.
Of course, a lot related to life and business.
I really wanted to talk about life with you. Okay, first question right off the bat is you have exited the company. Everybody knows, you work really hard. You are an inspiration to everybody, including me. And right now, money is not a big issue for you. But even despite working hard, you look very young. I can't believe you are 65 years old. Did you maintain that work-life balance when you work hard? Did you take care of yourself?
I think work-life balance is maintained only in 2 situations. Your wife is insisting for it, or you don't enjoy the job. In my case, I enjoyed the job so much, I forgot to watch the watch.
You forgot to watch the watch.
And my wife felt I am creating future, creating prosperity. And she felt me not being at home is good for the family.
Something it relates to my family.
Yeah, work-life balance, I came to know only from my employees who made me to understand that. And also I am 65-year-old man, and I don't think this word was often talked before 1990. The newer generations only are finding it challenging. They have a need and greed for making more money, but they want that to happen by working the least number of hours. And that is how people today see work and life. I always feel if there is no life without work, please work. And if there is a life without work, please don't go to work. Don't sit in between and try to balance.
So, but on the contrary, we see a lot of people, young people who's working late night shifts and developing hypertension, diabetes at a much early age. Any thoughts on that?
If you love the work and if you work even 15 hours in a day, that there is no health issues there. But if I have a fear, if I don't finish this project, I might become unemployed. And if I have a huge EMI bill to my family is going to come to the roads, that is too much to bear. That gives rise to a lot of health issues also. I think those who live frugally and those who love and work have the best work-life balance.
Wow. So how crucial is your spouse's support? You have told in multiple situations, multiple interviews that your wife played a major role in your success. How important is that?
I don't nowadays tell wife should support. I believe we are living in a world where women are also working.
Correct.
So I am of that opinion, the spouse should support. And I have been telling often a punchline, if your spouse trusts you, your energy is 10x. And if the spouse doubts you, the energy is 0.1x. It's a huge gap. And fortunate for me, my wife had literally an operating system in her hard disk, which was my operating system. I think very rare to see a woman resetting her life after marriage completely. I must tell you, she was also a chemistry graduate. And she was so wonderful. I never taught her anything. She would sit next to me and watch me for 3-4 days. What am I doing? And the 6th day, she will do exactly the way in which I have done.
Wow.
That's a very powerful ability. Without somebody verbally teaching, you observe and you do that. So slowly she started helping me, initially in smaller works, and later on lot of things she wouldn't get into decision making. She would get into execution.
Operation.
I believe the controversies happening nowadays in a family is the leadership only. If one decides you lead, I follow, 99% of the problems are solved. So I was fortunate to have my wife who followed me. And I must tell you here, only after I lost her, I was analyzing what all she did. She did all what I said. She also has done all what I forgot to say. She also has done all which I thought she cannot do. And she also has done all the things which even I might have not have done. Which means she's a very powerful person. I think we must acknowledge. When she was there, I was only enjoying what she was doing. I didn't tell her. And now I am on the stage, I don't miss to tell about her for 5% of my talk time allotted to my mother and 5% of my talk time to my wife, which I believe should motivate people to acknowledge the women around them. When they are around, an appreciation should be given. So in my opinion, if husband and wife, on the punchline, if you don't sync with your spouse, SYNC, you will sink, SINK. So sink or sink.
There'll be no kink. So wonderful. And also, I learned that unfortunate incident that you lost her because of pancreatic cancer.
Yes.
There is a very decreased awareness about pancreatic cancer in general itself. Was that a painful experience? Yes.
One thing is, we as a human being, we don't know the value of health till we are healthy. So we believe we have nothing to worry as long as we have health. We give least importance to it. I feel very bad that I am in healthcare industry. I call myself as world's largest preventive care testing laboratory. I did healthcare packages, Arogyam, for millions of people. I didn't do any screening for my own family members. Not that for doing a blood test can reveal the presence or absence of cancer. But had I done a frequent ultrasound of the abdomen, there is a likelihood when it was a peanut size, I could have noticed rather than waiting till it becomes a lemon size. Might have bargained for a decade more. But I felt very bad that we didn't screen in time. And of course, pancreatic cancer has the worst outcome. I knew when it was diagnosed, she won't live for too long. But then she felt a lot of cancer patients living for 10-20 years. But then it was only 60 days she was alive after the diagnosis. And before that, there was no clue, hint, no way we could guess that. So I feel bad about that.
Usually it's painless. Usually the presentation is painless. So when given an option, the treatment that was given over here or the medical care, you would say that given an option, this should have been done at an US setting or Indian setting healthcare itself, you think it's good?
I did go to US. I went to MSK. But the challenge was, it was a fast growing tumor. And we came to know because no hint, suddenly grade 4, which means it was like that. And then I felt sit in US and fight and then lose and then make a hell is not good. Let me go back to India and see by any chance we can give a better care.
Better care.
But ironically, when we went from here to there, the diagnosis was different. When we came from there and reviewed, the diagnosis were different. Both were cancer, but one was neuroendocrine tumor, which was later found out. But then I felt very bad. If we don't diagnose correctly, what are we going to do? But having said that, both are equally bad. And I lost her and felt very bad. One night she asked me, of all the people, why me? Very, very painful for me to answer to that. But then finally we went for a surgery, what's known as Whipple surgery, where a doctor did explain me the complications in it. I think my wife wanted to go for it and I didn't want to stop it. But she went walking into the operation theater saying bye-bye to me. And that was the last bye-bye. She didn't come out.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how you experience all those things, but despite being there, thank you for sharing that story. The reason that
And let me also tell you here, I cried only on one day, that day. And now it's 10 years. I have not cried again. Though very often I go to the verge of crying. I think there are two ways you can handle a death of someone who was very close to you. One is sitting and crying that you left me alone, I am suffering, I deserve this. Another way is 30 years we lived together very happy. There are some 30,000 moments in my life which vividly remember even without photographs. And relive that. Every day it looks like she's around. So I believe when you have good memories, you don't really lose a person. And I have a lot of memories.
Nice. It's a strong statement. Nice. So in the reason that I brought that up was the difference in diagnosis in the US setting and in the Indian setting. That was the main discussion I wanted to bring it up with you, where in your experience with ThyroCare, it was a revelation that you were able to bring the TSH level price to 300 rupees or even like 500 rupees. But the same cost in the US, if I order a TSH level, it's $60 compared to $6 over here. Any thoughts on that?
See, one thing is the food cost, medical services cost, education cost, all have a correlation with per capita income. So when the per capita income is high, in the Western world, the manpower cost is high. When manpower cost is high, every services costs are high. So I don't say Western world charges more and makes more profit. They charge more and don't even make our profit. When it is in India, you have HR cost cheap because the per capita income itself is low. And I believe India is cheapest in healthcare in the entire world. And I also very proudly observe that in the entire India healthcare system, ThyroCare is cheapest. And it is astonishing to medical entrepreneurs in particular and all entrepreneurs in general, that how is that this man charges the least but his profitability is 40%. Now, this is something which wasn't thought about. When I entered into this medical field, laboratories were more professional laboratories rather than entrepreneurial laboratories. Pathologists didn't understand the scale advantages and volume benefits. They felt 20 kilometer is the market size for them. All those doctors in that 20 kilometers were their
targeting
relationship with them. But when I came into picture, I felt why sample cannot fly. This thought came into me. And then if sample can fly, the sample has come to Mumbai in the same night. Why can't I run a single laboratory for a billion population? Now this, actually I am a bit thrill monger. I don't want to do what my neighbor does. I always felt why not?
Why not?
All people felt why. So this probably is a differentiator of my journey, which today people are astonished about. But having said that, I didn't know what, I knew what I will do, but I didn't know how I will do. Now, very, very important. Very often people think you can't get in without knowing how to do. And I believe in Hindi there is a punchline, Nikal pado rasta apne aap banta hai, which means just start walking, you will find the path. Vaala ninithal vaalalam, vadiya illai bhumiyil. That's Tamil.
Correct.
So I believed I will learn fast. A successful entrepreneur is not the one who doesn't do any mistake. It is the one who makes mistakes, makes all mistakes, make them very fast and doesn't repeat. And I learned first and I learned fast. And I didn't repeat. I think this is very, very important that you should have enough intelligence to learn fast. So I did that. But coming back to the cost aspect, I knew that when you do in a scale, you can truly make it affordable.
So low cost, more volume.
More volume.
Wow. So the low price, was it a question of quality?
My competitors did communicate to my consumers or my potential consumers, I am bluffing. I was happy because I didn't have a marketing team. So who marketed?
The
Competitors. You know what they will do? Do you know ThyroCare? He didn't know ThyroCare. They don't do any test. So thousands of people, they ask, do you know ThyroCare? They are spending their money and making ThyroCare known to everyone. And some of my clients are in the market. So are you giving sample to ThyroCare? Thyroid is very bad. And he calls and tells me, sir, your competitor came today. He was in my clinic for 1 full hour. 45 minutes he was talking about you only. I was so happy that they are spending their time, money, energy to market me. For a medical community, I have one punchline. A multi-speciality is a short-term security. A single speciality is a long-term prosperity.
That's a very true statement.
5 years, 6 years, until you get volume, single speciality will bleed. But once you got the volume, you will really rule. Let me also explain you. There is a difference between coriander business and coconut business. Corianders will give you immediate revenue. Coconut will give you only after 7 years revenue. When coconut gives revenue, your grandson also can enjoy. So mine was a single specialty. And Think Thyroid, Think Thyrocare was the campaign.
Is that right? I see.
And today, no one can forget Thyrocare when they think thyroid. Recently, not recently, after starting 10 years of business, in a pathologist get together, one pathologist with a drink in hand came to me. What you have done? Too bad. Yes, sir. Tell me, is there anything wrong? 2 days back, one patient is calling me and asking me, can you do Thyrocare test? I said, I can do thyroid test. That means you can't do Thyrocare test. And a gentleman, Thyrocare does thyroid test. I also do thyroid test. No, I want Thyrocare test. That's the power of the
Branding.
Right?
Wow.
In many doctors have said very clearly, give thyroid to Thyrocare, the rest you can do or give it to anyone. To that extent, I built a very powerful business. In fact, in the healthcare industry, if somebody has built a brand around a gland, it was Thyrocare. I was extremely happy to have achieved that. 15-gram gland in a 100-kilogram body. Imagine 15 gram giving you $1 billion brand. There is $1 trillion wealth. You can do. But focus. Focus is must. Anybody who focuses, I think in India today I see some of the specialists which are focused and they're doing very well. I see Narayana they are doing very well. Even HCG took some time, but then today I feel they are doing very well. There is one gym hospital in Coimbatore which is gastrointestinal, it's doing very well. There is an orthopedic hospital in Coimbatore, Ganga Hospital, it's doing very well. I think today IVF specializations are doing very well. Eye hospitals are doing very well.
So individual.
Mind you, in the long run, man will not go to general hospital once he has found he has a specific problem. He'll go to the specific hospital.
So another controversial question, please ignore if it is not too much of an issue for you. So while you were growing, there will be lots of distractions, right? Including what I'm saying about like B2C. Business to a consumer was an option. And when you do that, these days, at least in the past, there's a lot of complaints about doctors that they are they're taking a cut from the laboratory price. Is that still happening, or what is your thoughts on that?
Right. This is not at all a controversial question which I wish to avoid. I want to bring in clarity to the public as well as to the medical community. Laboratories are making too much of margins, not profits. Margins means because they don't have scale, because they don't have volume, because they handle small number of sample, for their survival of running an operation, they need to charge that much. Then doctors believe he is making too much profit, he should share. And they were sharing. But incidentally, in the medical community, there are 3 kinds of doctors. One doctor will not recommend a patient even if he is his mother or sister, without taking a cut.
Mm.
Another category, he will not accept money. He will give you business because he makes a very decent business profession. He doesn't want to take any money for recommending a diagnostic test. Third category, you give, he will take. If you don't give, he will not cry. Which means 50% of the medical community is cut free. 50% of the medical community is into that ugly business. Why only medical? Human. We can't blame profession for that. So according to me, my competitors all were in that cut market. Because I charged least, I was in the non-cut market. And whenever my man went and discussed with the doctor, doctor used to ask, what will I get in this? Sir, this is the lowest price we are doing for consumer. Is there anything left out in that? Good number of doctors, after knowing the rate, they knew this man is honest. So I think I was most respected brand, number one. And number two, I also must admit here, B2B, I was the cheapest. Now that man is building his margin and selling. While building his margin, for a honest doctor, he sells only with a small margin. With a dishonest doctor, he was selling at double margin and giving one margin to him, which I have nothing to do. I am a Dhobi. I am a national Dhobi. I run a huge washing machine. I wash and give. And I take that price. This, what I charged 100 rupees B2B rate for thyroid was same rate for a billion population, same rate across the country.
Wow.
Which means I did a very honest business. And in this 100 rupees, not even 1 rupee was going back to anyone. But that man has a lot of pains. He has to, this job is procurement. He has to go to every establishment. He has to give credit. I don't give credit. He has to give credit. So I should not be blaming him. But in the end of the day, Velumani became very successful only because all my competitors told to the market, you pay me what ThyroCare is charging, we will do in the same rate. That came.
I see.
And in fact, some of the doctors had a tough time. Some of the laboratories had tough time. No, we will take now onwards less price only. Why? Until ThyroCare came, you didn't realize that? So that was all happening. I am not shying away in explaining. But having said that, now everybody has understood what is volume game. I think medical community is no different from any other community. We start blaming them often.
But that creates a lack of trust in the doctors, sir. That's the main problem.
I think even now, the spectrum of trust, most trusted, least trusted exist. And people go to the ones who are trusted. I'll tell you one very important one. Sometimes a mail comes. In the mail it is written, doctor, I went and showed the result, ThyroCare result to one of the consultant in that city. And he didn't even look at the value. He looked at the logo and he threw it on my face.
Oh my God.
What should I do? Now I can't really counsel this man because then it looks like I'm defending. There was a punchline which I used to keep ready-made. If you trust the doctor, change the lab. And if you trust the lab, change the doctor. Trust me, after 6 months he writes, I've changed the doctor. Because he went and paid double the money and got the test done in where he said, that also same result.
But this was cheaper.
So this is something which was happening.
So the higher price implies that the doctor might have had a cut. This is called kickback, correct? So as a community, we should stand against anti-kickback.
Terrorism cannot be stopped. Raping cannot be stopped. Bribing cannot be stopped. There will be people who will be
So the same thing can we argue with the labs as well, sir, where Sir, I saw a patient 2 weeks ago in India. The blood creatinine was 1.2. He gets a pre-operative evaluation for a different kind of surgery. 2 weeks later, we do a blood work as a pre-op evaluation. Creatinine is 1.2. Which blood work that we can trust?
See, the challenge is those days things were done manually. So the reliability of a test was depending upon the leader of that brand. Today, all of them are using either Siemens or Roche or Abbott. And I don't think one machine is better or cheap or inferior. I think errors might still happen, but they will be 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000. That is very difficult to avoid because machines also sometimes aspirate low, less, air bubble, everything contributing. So today I believe standard of Indian diagnostic outcome is far, far better than what it was 25 years back because of higher end automations. That is helping today to improvise the quality. Even if you are stupid, the machine will give you right value.
So a person listening to this podcast, if he gets a blood work, where should he go, sir? He should go to, of course, thyroid care for thyroid. That's what he would say.
No,
but to a hospital-based or an...
I would tell one thing. Top 10 brands in your city will have equal quality. Because all the top 10 may be enable accredited, CAP accredited. That means they comply to all the quality requirements. Then you look at who gives a better experience. Or you look at who is the cheapest. For chronic illness, you identify one brand and stick to that because lab to lab variation should not confuse you. Same lab will have lesser variation than lab to lab. So stick to one laboratory and do it. Things are good if in the top 10 branded laboratory in the city. Nonsense communicator. That's why I have become the spokesperson for the industry. Whenever a news channel wants to interview, I do that. And I don't hurt anyone. In general, I will tell honest are still existing because the truth is 30% of the doctors are such a germ they won't touch anyone.
Sir, so we talked about this like small fraction of medical community who may receive some kickback. I practice in US. I have also had a little bit of practice in India. In the US, there is a stricter laws where even if you get a small pen from pharmaceutical industry, you need to report to the government that, hey guys, I received this pen from this industry, something like that. I have never even thought about or heard about that any kind of kickback. We call this anti-kickback rule, and people who have violated the rule goes to prison and faces some legal implications. I strongly believe that that kind of system should be enforced here in India as well.
In India, it is existing. Pharma companies are not supposed to influence the doctor for prescribing their brands. What is done is unofficial if done. So India also on paper clean country. But having said that, favors always can be passed on unofficially. I believe even in Western world it is happening. திருடனாய் பார்த்து திருந்தா விட்டால் திருட்டை ஒழிக்க முடியாது அப்படின்னு தமிழ்ல ஒன்று இருக்குது. I think human weaknesses will continue to
but I've seen few doctors, they say that hey, you are going to give that cut to me, you just give that to the patient.
Yeah. That's what is happening. See, one thing I'll tell you. Today, very clean marketing is done. Sir, if this is the price, then what will I get? What do you want? And price is accordingly tweaked. This is happening. Even my own people will also tell, yes sir, that doctor we only charge 250, that doctor we charge 400. And we can understand what's the reason. But having said that, I don't believe whatever my man says because he also cannot be honest enough to talk the truth. But as long as I bill only 100 rupees for everyone, I sleep peacefully.
Sir, you are out of the box. Okay, you have done a very honest, very evaluation. But as a patient, as a common person, It's very difficult to believe, sir. I sometimes understand what is the patient.
But then the same problem you don't doubt when you go to buy a silk saree or go to buy a suit. Everywhere, everybody must be cheating. So that's a part of the world.
But
Common man cannot be helped out fully.
Is that right? But they say medical community is a very noble profession.
No, you go to everywhere, buy one is free. Why do you charge double and give 1 + 1? Now, that are all optical presentation of pricing. But then dishonest people still exist. But having said that, dishonesty is coming lesser in percentage year after year. It is becoming less.
Nice. So the other thing is the similar to Master Health Checkup, many laboratories have opened up that, hey, it's a Diwali sale, 50% off, come and get all these testing. From a medical standpoint, I feel it is a problem where they get unnecessary blood tests, raising anxiety in a patient. We talked about pancreatic cancer. I'll tell you a situation. A patient, 40-year-old, goes for this Master Health Checkup, gets a tumor marker called CA19-9. If a patient is normal and healthy, there is no reason to check CA19-9 at all. Multiple studies have shown that it is not going to show any prognostication or even for diagnosis purposes. This CA19-9 was 80. Upper limit was normal, was like 40-50. You will not believe this guy went into depression. Because of just that, he will develop pancreatic cancer down the road. Yes, there is a fine line between this checking multiple tests and checking tests what is required. In your practice, what do you do in thyroid care?
I had understood the diagnostic utility of diagnostic test very distinctly. What made me very powerful was not my intelligence. What made me powerful was my truthful thyroid test. I call it as truthful thyroid test because once I report TSH indicating hypothyroidism, God also cannot change that diagnosis. 100% reliable. So thyroid testing is 100% reliable. That means Velumani's reliability is because of the thyroid testing, not because Velumani is 100% reliable. Now go to tuberculosis. That test is having 60% of the time. If it is positive, it is possible that patient has no problem.
Correct.
40% of the time, if it is negative, it doesn't mean the patient is not having tuberculosis.
Correct. False negative.
So that means false positive, false negative problems are there. Many tests. Let me tell you, cardiac tests, none of them are reliable unless there is a reason to doubt. Cancer tests, none are reliable. Again, until it is doubted.
Correct.
Now, if this is not known to the common man, and nowadays people pump in any package and sell to common man. I have not sold anything which is not having diagnostic utility.
Nice, sir.
So much so, even vitamin D has problem. Vitamin D, 90% of the people are abnormal.
What's the problem with vitamin D?
Vitamin D, because of different reasons of intake and sunlight, it appears that 90% of the people, the normal range defined is wrong. That means everybody is sounding to be abnormal. But having said that, vitamin D, little excess, little deficiency doesn't give any kind of health risk short term. Long term, yes. But all tests are not equally reliable. There are some tests 100% reliable. Thyroid is 100% reliable. HbA1c is 100% reliable. Blood sugar is 100% reliable. CBC is 100% reliable. Like that, there are some, they only run the industry, they are only useful. Remaining things are added to the confirm or rule out what is the doctor's suspicion.
That's a problem with the Master Health Checkup as well.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I am of that opinion. In Master Health Checkup, only disorders which are frequently encountered should be screened.
Correct.
Not everything.
Not everything.
If the probability of cancer in a man is very, very low. If the probability is very, very low, don't include in master checkup.
Correct. But the projection is that, they're doing so many tests for so much little price. So let me do the master
No,
checkup.
this I only had started. I only disrupted. I'll tell you what did I do. T3, T4, TSS, 3 tests.
Yes.
All the 3 people were charging 300, 300, 300.
Okay.
I said, you do TSH, T3, T4, I don't charge. Then thyroid test, people were charging 500. Lipid 500, liver 500. I said, you just do thyroid test, I will give lipid and liver free. Then in lipid profile, there are 8 tests.
Correct.
In liver profile, there are 10 tests. I only said 25 tests is available for 1,000 rupees. Then everybody has understood the way of telling is this many tests, this little, then the man calculates per test, I'm only spending 17 rupees, let me get it done. But then these are all what you call as optical strategies of marketing. But then today diagnostic tests are affordable. Packages are enriched. People understand which test is costly and weaker. People would know looking at this profile and this profile like a buffet menu. They will understand which is papad, which is achar, which is core meal, which is biryani, everything common man. When I say common man, the one who is decently earning will understand. Lot of awareness has come in.
So I'm a person listening to this podcast. The only request is that when somebody is recommending material checkup, talk to the doctor to see whether you really need those tests.
Get the test done, don't get perturbed.
So I always have this question. Will you have to relive your life? Would you do MBBS and be a doctor?
Not really, because once you do MBBS, then your ego will force you to do only medical services sitting in a clinic. You will feel I have to justify my degree. And from morning 10 o'clock to night 10 o'clock, you will be sitting with a patient next to you. Open the mouth, this you will do for the entire day, entire life. People are talking work-life balance for employee-employer. Today, medical doctors have no work-life balance.
Of course. No.
Many of the doctors come home when children are slept and wife is slept. So I don't think I would love to do the medical degree and get stuck up with that. But even if I do medical degree, even if I do engineering degree, probably I would have started thinking, why not I become an employer? So that mode I would have gone. But I never repented I didn't do medical degree. And I feel an entrepreneur can do everything. And any degree can become an entrepreneur.
So even person with medical degree, they should do some kind of entrepreneurial thing in addition to medical.
The entrepreneurship is risk taking. Not every doctor. In fact, I have observed. I don't know how many will agree or not. If I pick up 1,000 engineers, around 100 are entrepreneurs. But if I take 1,000 medical doctors, 10 or 12 only are entrepreneurs. So which means engineers' entrepreneurial appetite is much more. Because it's the nature of profession. You have learned to read the patient's symptoms and within no time you could guess what is the problem and you feel that is the cup of tea for you. And when then you will think of business, you see employee, employer, balance sheet, company, dividend, compliance.
Correct.
Oh no, I don't want to get it. I think medical curriculum should have at least 5% as entrepreneurship as the content. Literacy about financial prudence, financial management. Doctors are the very poor money management.
Of course,
they
very
make a lot
bad.
of money, but then they don't truly wisely invest. Exceptions are there,
but commonly. So we just have some rapid fire questions. So rapid fire for you. We know you cook a lot. If I come to your home, tell me one healthy and unhealthy food you will cook for me.
One healthy food I will cook you for is dal khichdi.
Dal khichdi.
Unhealthy food is potato vada.
Potato. Okay. If the thyroid could talk, what do you think it would comment on you? Bro, you have made more money off me than I have made hormones. Every time I get overworked, you open another franchise. I am tired of being blamed. People have biryani problems, not thyroid problems.
Thyroid has never killed anyone. Still, I made $1 billion.
So you say, bro, you have made more money off me than I have made hormones. Okay. Okay. You have been a home tutor. On what topic would you like to take tuition for the current generation?
Maths and general knowledge.
Science?
Science, there is no need to teach. Maths need to be taught. And general knowledge is not to be taught. I have to learn means I want to teach.
So your first purchase was a second-hand bicycle. If there is one person you want to have a conversation by riding a bicycle, who would that be?
I would love to have a conversation with that man who gave me 100 rupees to change from BCom to BSc, which was a deficit for me at that point of time. His name is Dr. K.R. Karthikeyan. And today, whenever I am on a stage, I acknowledge his 100 rupees investment on my journey.
Wow. So what gave you more satisfaction? Earning as a scientist, earning as an entrepreneur, or earning as a home tutor?
Earning as an entrepreneur because I create prosperity for families. And I think I have been having a punchline which I would love to repeat here. If you want to become a billionaire, create 1,000 millionaires. When you create millionaires only, you become billionaire, without which you can't become.
Wow.
So this journey of entrepreneurship has created livelihoods for 10,000, 20,000 families.
Wow. Was the wait for the perfect partner or choose a partner and make your life right?
I have been telling a punchline, there is nothing known as right decision. Take a decision and make it right. Also, there is nothing known as a right spouse. Take a spouse and make it right.
If you have to do this all over again, arranged marriage or love marriage?
Arranged marriage.
Arranged marriage. You believe in that?
I recently read in WhatsApp 2 girls talking. One girl is telling, I'm getting married. Who is that? The one I have been loving. Arey, can you live with a man whom you know already? The other girl and 2 girls talking. Whom are you marrying? It's an arranged marriage. Can you live with a stranger? So living with the same person or living with a stranger, all are going to be equally difficult. So just find someone, marry, and find. There is no true fun in life until you know how to derive. And I know how to derive fun.
Derive fun from the family?
Family, any relationship. Any relationship. It is your intelligence which makes the relationship succeed.
So in your busy life, have you spent time in building relationships?
I think I have very powerful relationships. My brother, who is only 1 year younger to me, is with me for last 65 years.
Wow.
All my family members are still fully well connected with me. I have friends who are with me for 40 years because all research scientists, when we all did PhD together. So we are a dozen number of people whom we meet every year at least once and at least finish 5 bottles of 40% volume by volume.
You don't do that, okay?
I didn't tell any alcohol brand. Volume by volume only is that.
Not a books. Sir, what is the most crucial life skill that you think? Handling money, cooking, networking.
Handling money.
Handling money. That's where many people fail.
Yeah, I think the only way to become a billionaire is be frugal.
Be frugal.
How much money you make is not success. how little money you need is success. வரவு 8 செலவு 10 அதிகம் 2 கடைசியில் தொந்தனா is what I learned when I was 5-7 years of age. I think that's wonderful. If man can manage money better, he will live peacefully.
You have your money now. Was there a point of time that, what am I going to do with this much money? I don't need it, because you don't look like you spend a luxurious life by spending time on yacht. Have you ever thought of stopping all this and then say, okay, I'm good with whatever we have?
That is what I exited in thyroid business. When I exited thyroid business, it's the same reason why one more zero will not make any difference to me. Number one. One day my daughter asked me, Dad, you are an idiot. Why? All your BRC colleagues retire, their net worth is 5 crores. At least you should have retired, your net worth was 50 crores. You were such a madman, you kept on working. At least you should have retired when it was 500. Thank God, at least in 5,000 you exited. So it was not, I didn't sit and see what is my net worth. I kept on working. Having said that, the reasons for me to exit my business was not the money part. When I started business, a man who is giving job was considered as God. In this last 10 years, the employers are not seen as somebody who is great. Then I thought, what for I am working? I have money. So I exited. Number one. Number two, until I was enjoying, I was working from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. The minute I lost fun in that, I can't work. So I think it is very important. Don't criticize people who work for long hours because they are enjoying and working. If you are forced to work, that is the problem. If you enjoy and work, that's fun.
It's fun. Sir, I'm a medical professional, but I have opened up this gut health program, which is considered as a business, but I don't know how to do that. I know that the program works. What should be advice for like a young professional like me or anybody else who wants to come into a business model?
I think there was no franchisee concept existing in healthcare until I came into picture. I looked at pathology business as 2 segments. One is procuring, another is processing. I knew procuring anybody can do, processing I only can do. So I appointed franchisee to procure. I amplified and I scaled. Number one. Number two, I was the first guy in the medical industry to put a barcode on a test tube in India. Now that brought error-free, stress-free, scalable, idiot-proof cash cow. The next point is, I started a business when internet was not there. I made sure we use digital solution for providing a result to end user by bringing in IT very fast. So if you have to do, these 3 are the answers. Procurement, you appoint agencies who will get you the customer and you only focus on treating, not on procurement. Share profit margins for the guy who procures because he has to work for you. Create a barcoded system, which means a patient, medicine, diagnosis, everything is controlled using a code, IT, without which you can't scale. Very important is well-trained manpower. As a medical man, if you want to truly do a scalable business, please find out how Aravind Eye Hospital in Madurai is doing. There, you know one thing, in a cataract surgery, if 60 minutes it takes, 50 minutes is of paramedical work. 10 minutes only is the medical work. Was the first one to identify the paramedical work and employ paramedical staff to do it, and employed medical man to do only medical solution. Every business you analyze. Is it paramedical or medical? If it is paramedical, employ paramedical. If it is medical, employ medical and do the test. So that advice I will give. One more advice is, there was a picture called Robo, Yendran,
Yes.
Rajinikanth.
Yes.
Suddenly he will like that. There will be 1,000 Rajinikanths created.
Correct.
In business, you have to do that. You are a doctor. By a proper training, you should produce dozens of Dr. Paul. And all those dozens will exactly replicate what you are doing, which means you need to give a wonderful training. Flawless training, system controlled training, so that they will replicate you. And if you alone, and if you don't have, majority of the medical businesses have failed only because the doctor thought no one can do that like me.
I always feel like that.
That means you can only run one clinic. Don't think in a large scale you can do. So create a system, scalable system, idiot-proof system. Then it becomes a cash cow.
Super. Wonderful, sir.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Thank
You have
you,
been
thank you.
absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for guiding us in entrepreneurial journey and also as a mentor. Thank you so much, sir.
Good. Wish you all a wonderful journey, impactful journey. Because when somebody, after 25 years of your demise, somebody should tell, I am following the same process which Dr. Paul has made. That means your legacy continues. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.